Hello, welcome to Poppies and Pansies Decor. Today we are going to repurpose this strange little frame that I've had in my stash for a while. I want to repurpose this into an advent calendar for Christmas. So first we are going to paint with some Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint in white on each of the slats before we put our decoupage paper. This will allow the paper to be bright and colorful and pop on top of the white chalk paint. I put that aside to dry, and now we're going to work on the little tags for the kids to pull out each day. I'm not sure where I got these, but I think on Amazon. If I can find where I got them, I'll put that in the description. So I'm just taking some painter's tape to the back of each one of these and flipping it over. It's a little easier to paint this way and to apply your paper. So I'm using Roycycled Treasures Decoupage paper called Christmas Trees, and I'm going to take a wet paintbrush and take away any of the excess paper so I don't have to fight with it during the project. And then I'm going to use my decoupage medium. I'm using Posh Chalk Pigment Infuser as my decoupage medium. And I'm just going to go along each row, put down a layer of the Posh Chalk pigment, and then just use my hand to gently put down the paper. I usually use a piece of saran wrap or a plastic glove to help put down the paper. And then I'm just going to trim away the excess paper again from around the tags. Then I'm going to gently pull back the tape and pull apart each row of the tags. I've done a wet cut with the wet paintbrush, so once I get it off of the tape, I can just pull it gently away. Now I'm going to seal each one of the tags with my Posh Chalk Pigment Infuser. It's a wonderful top coat, and it will seal the paper on really nicely. It won't come off. I'm going to bring back my frame, and this time I'm going to use Roycycled Treasures Decoupage paper called Christmas Gifts, and I'm just going to use my finger to kind of mark as I go around the area that I want to be inside that frame. I'm just going to cut it away with my scissors, and it should fit nicely down into the frame. Again, I'm going to use the Posh Chalk Pigment Infuser for the decoupage medium for the paper, and I'm just going to use a plastic glove to slide along to get the paper down and get out any wrinkles. And then I'm going to top coat it with the pigment infuser again. I like to top coat my decoupage paper before I move on. This puts a protective coating on top, so if I mess up later, I can easily wipe it away if I've put a top coat on. So now I'm going to take my tags, and again using the wet paintbrush, just gently pull these apart. And then I'm going to use a 220 grit sanding block to take away the excess paper from around the tags. I have a stencil. I'm not sure. I've had it for a long time. It has letters and numbers on it. I probably got it at Hobby Lobby or someplace. And I'm just going to stencil on each one of the tags 1 through 25. And using a little bit of tape, kind of tape off around that number so I don't go over and get paint where I don't want it. These are the tags, the little paper bags that the tags are going to sit in for the kids to pull out each day. And I'm using some ink and a makeup brush to just add some antiquing around the edge of each little tag. Now I wanted to add some more detail around the sides of the frame, and so I'm using WoodUbend trim, and I really like this trim because it looks like a ribbon. I thought it would be cute for Christmas. And I've warmed up the WoodUbend. You always have to warm it first, and then applying some wood glue, making sure I get all the way to the edges, and then taking the trim and heating it again, and then really pushing it down into the wood so that it sticks. And then I'm going to use my X-Acto knife and trim the edges. I can sand it also to get the edges nice and smooth. I'm going to warm up the other side and again use my X-Acto knife to just trim that edge away. And I'm going to do this on all four corners, all four sides of the frame. Once I had it all on, then I'm applying a coat of Dixie Belle chalk mineral paint in the color Peacock. And I'm just going to go around the frame and on the inside, getting rid of any of the wood color that's popping through. I only really had to do one coat of the Peacock. There was a few places where I had to do a second coat, but the paint is highly pigmented. It covers excellent. There was only a few places I had to go back and do a second coat. Once the Peacock color was dry, I wanted to do some embellishment on the edges of the WoodUbend, so I'm doing a dry brush with Dixie Belle, I think it's Dixie Belle Blue, a lighter color, and I'm just using a chip brush to dry brush and bring out all the embellishments, all the ridges of the WoodUbend. And then I came back and did it again with the color Cotton to give it even more depth and dimension. It really highlights and brings out the details of the WoodUbend trim. Then I removed the tape, and I did notice on one corner I pulled up a little bit of the paper, but it's okay because I can go back and use a little bit of paint and fix up where that little bit of paper came off. Now I'm going to finish up my tags, making sure I have all the edges nice and clean, and I've numbered them from 1 to 25, and then I'm just adding some more antiquing around each one. I added a little bit of green and a little bit of a coffee color brown. All of these items that we've used in this video, most of them are located on our website at poppiesandpansiesdecor.com, and I will list them all in the description at the end of the video. And I'm just continuing to add some antiquing. Not a lot. I don't want it to look grungy and old, but just a little bit of vintage added to it. And now I'm gonna mark. I used some painter's tape and a pen to just mark where I wanted each one of the teacup hooks to go, and I did that down on each little slat, and then put in the little gold teacup hooks where the tags will hang. And here is our finished advent calendar. I really like how this turned out. I think it's super cute. I think my grandkids will enjoy it, and it's an easy project for anybody to do. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you will join us again.